Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. Today I'm going to be working with my Mood Board Magic, Winter Where You Are, and it's sometimes surprising that specific thing that inspires creativity. And for me, when I began pulling out my kit, it was these scraps that really kind of just set my interest on fire. I love the colors of this. I love this. I love these colors. And I just thought I can do something with this. And when I pulled them out to do something with it, I came across the very next thing that I came across was this Close to My Heart collection that I had thrown in because I love the greens. And you see I've got all these little scraps and I'm going to incorporate them. But I've got this collection is just, it's just a beautiful winter collection. It's beautiful. I love these colors. It's so peaceful and gorgeous. I love it. Just love it. So I picked out my photo and I laid kind of things out just so I could look at how it works together. And I stinking love it. I love it. This collection comes with 6 designs. And I will show those to you real quick. So this is one. And I have 2 of each design. So I could use the front and back if I wanted to. But I think this is the direction that I want to go. I want it to be like this. And these pieces here, these 6x8 pieces, are all from Simple Stories. And let me see if I can find that collection to Winter Farmhouse, because I couldn't remember the name right offhand. I had most of a 6x8 pad left, and I tore out the papers that I wanted to keep and use. And the fact that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I'm going to be using on this layout, I love it. I love it. So what I'm thinking is, so this is going to frame my photo. I'm going to do a tight mat with this pattern. I'm going to leave this pattern as is at 6x8. And I have these little pieces that I got this pack from Amazon because I feel guilty about tearing out book page. So this gives me a smattering example of book page without tearing up a book. So I have this music in a color that is very pleasing with this palette. And I'm thinking with these 6x8 pieces, because my photo is large, it's almost 5x7. I'm going to leave these, the length, at 8. And I'm going to cut them down probably like 2 3/4 and make long tags. And then my photo is going to sit on these tags, these 4 tags going across. That's what I believe I'm going to do. This green is going to be my base. So this is going to be my mat for this base. That's what I should say. So it's going to look something like this down in the corner. And I'm going to use this paper as, I think I'm going to use a strip of it as a ledge to balance my tags. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I wanted to talk through those thoughts before I started cutting. So I'm going to lay these aside. These are going to be super easy to deal with, and I'm going to start trimming out this paper. Do you want to come along for that part? I typically take this part out and don't record it because I feel like, you know, it's stuff that everybody knows how to do. And I love these Brandon strips. I'm keeping those. I'm going to have to trim off just a smidgen more because even though I have this bumped right up to the edge, it did not trim straight. And that frustrates. See, that kind of stuff I try to take out and not share with y'all. So let me know down below if that is something that you enjoy, if you enjoy seeing the entire process. I had made a personal, not really a commitment, but I had thought this year I would try to do more of the process part and sharing that. And it's because I had a couple of subscribers say that they wanted to hear my thought process. So I'm going to go ahead and take 3 because it repeats. And I like that. So I'm going to do cut here so that I get that blue edge in. And I'm thinking, do I want to go this way? Because these are cut off and you don't get to see the entire wreath. I think that's what I'm going to do. Leave it that way. Okay. This is my base. And this is going to be matted. So let's go ahead and trim this out. I'm trimming off 3/8. And I will do that on 2 sides. A lot of the times I go ahead and trim off 1/2 inch so that I can have that 1/4 inch showing, but I think a smaller mat will look so elegant. Okay, I've got all 4 sides with adhesive now, and I don't think it matters which way I'm turning it. I want to trim this down so that it's the same width as the base. And that pattern is gorgeous as well. This is just really pretty paper. So I'm happy with that. And that's kind of what I'm considering. Maybe drop it down just a little bit lower. And I'm going to cut these at 2 3/4. Let's see, I think I had this one on this side. And this does not have to be perfect. A lot of it is going to be hidden. I'm loving how this is looking though. This paper, I'm going to trim down to 5 by 7. So I'm taking an inch off of each side. And this is going to hold, this is going to map my photo. Now this is a Christmas card that my niece and nephew send me of their sweet girls. And I love getting these cards. Love, love, love getting them. That's what I'm thinking. And these I'm just going to have up under here, something like that. I love it. I love how it's coming together. Now I need to create these tags, which is not going to be difficult. And I'm going to use this punch that Janet gave to me. That's not an, yeah, I need that to be a little more. There we go. So we have there we go. So we have that one ready. I think probably I need to make sure that's really tucked in there to get the right cut and not trying to do it quickly. There we go. I love how this is looking already. So I don't have a sketch that I'm going off of for this time, but you know what? I see things and I like certain elements, and I just go with it. I am a great copycat. I very seldom, if ever, come up with an idea all on my own. I just, like I said, I see things, I see elements that I like, and I just copy it. And the layout that I saw had, the 4 tags, and I don't know how it was put together. I just imagined that they were long. And that's what really captured my attention. I'm going to clean up my mess. The next thing we're going to do is punch some holes. And I like the 1/4 inch hole. And just punch somewhere near the center. So I'm trying to center that up. Didn't get the center on that one, but it's close enough. And I talk about this so much that I sound like I buy these hole reinforcers in bulk and I use them on tags most frequently. I do use them in my mini albums as well, but most frequently they land on tags. I don't know why, but occasionally they don't stick very well and I have to put glue under them. But most of the time they have good adhesive and they do well. Just occasionally they don't. So if you were to buy some, be prepared that they might not stick. I had not thought that I would do this before. I hadn't even considered it. But as I'm looking at these tags laying on the background, I just think it needs to be inked. This ink pad that I'm using is very, very, very old. I bought it in the early 2000s from Stampin' Up. And I did not re-ink it until last year. And I re-inked it and it just keeps going. So as much as I brag on Creative Memories punches, their tools, I think they have fantastic tools that stand the test of time. I have to say, Stampin' Up! Has great ink pads. I have one. I have one of their ink pads. I had chosen to go with Close to My Heart ink pads, which they have also great ink pads. And probably 3 years before they went out of business, I had decided to go completely. I got rid of all my other brands, except for my Tim Holtz Distress Oxides and Distress Inks. But everything else I had gotten rid of, things that I had bought at Hobby Lobby or Joann or the cheaper inks, and decided to go all in with Close to My Heart, and they shuttered. They closed their doors. So when I buy new ink pads or new colors, and I don't need a ton of ink, it will be Stampin' Up. And that's, I think there's a lot of brands on the market that are great. That's just a choice I'm making. So the reason I'm inking these sides is because when you cut into paper, it shows that white, there's a word for it, and my brain just went blank. I hate when that happens. And I wanted to just cut down on the lightness. Okay, we've inked those, and we are ready to start assembling. This is not a complicated layout. That adhesive didn't want to lay down. Okay, what I'm going to do is, oh yeah, I need to put this one down too. So I'm using the edge here to help me keep it straight. Now, here's my thoughts on these. I'm going to start kind of in the center. And then I'm going to look at my margins when I put these two down to see if they have similar margins. So there, I need to scoot these in. And that looks like a good margin. on either side. It's fairly even. I'm going to straighten that up just a smidgen. There we go. All right, that is the base of my layout. And I've mentioned many times that I struggle with, once the layout starts looking good, I have a hard time adding in all of the embellishments, because it starts feeling like it's too much. But I will come back and say that once I get it done, I just kind of work through that feeling, I'm really happy with the results. All of the layering and everything that's added. I really like it. I'll move this to the side and lightly place this. Yeah, that's how I want it to look, right there. And this gives me place here to do some journaling. This video may seem a little bit disjointed at this point, but I discovered that my video had been interrupted and had stopped recording. So I took advantage of that time to cut out the portion that sounds the most disjointed and saved that video. I trimmed it, saved it. And while that was happening, I went ahead and just removed the letters that I wanted from the thicker sheet. I had said that I wanted, in that video that got cut, that I was going to have to use the green because this red is just, it does not match at all. So I've used the green letters. I decided on the title Sweet Girls because they are, I love these girls so much. And it is going to surprise 0% of you that I have to put adhesive on the back of these stickers. They are not even pretending like they're going to stick. So that's a little monotonous, but I know where I'm going to put them. And yeah, let's just stick those down. Like this one almost made me believe that it could happen, but no. Stickers do not stick. And I think it would probably be okay if they didn't even try. They could save money by not putting adhesive at all on them. I don't know how that would work as from a manufacturing point. I don't know why my brain goes there, because it's not my job to try to figure that out. I had said years ago when I discovered, I think Janet had shared, making thickers or making dimensional letters with alpha dyes and using fun foam. And once I discovered that, I just was like, I'll never buy thickers again. And I have pretty much kept my word about that, but I get them in kits. So they still do come in my space. I am 100% okay making my own. I am 100% okay with that. So what is something that you've determined that you can create for yourself instead of uh, constantly buying? The frustrating thing for me with stickers, letter stickers in general, is it they don't add enough of the vowels or the letters that are really popular that are in a lot of words, like T's, L's, S's, R's. Uh, and of course the vowels. They don't you don't have enough E's or A's or I's, and that I can't stand to be in the middle of making my layout, not planning ahead because I do that sometimes, and it not having what I need. Okay, so we have our title down. I want to create some sort of, making sure that we're in camera view here. I want to make some sort of journaling spot here, and then I want to start working on my clusters. And let's see. So I have my sticker sheet, and it does have journaling spots. I don't think I want to add an additional tag element, but this one could possibly work. I don't need to say a whole lot about this. So I'm going to just lightly put that there just to see. I don't like it. I don't like the green at the bottom. So let's go a different way. I'm trying to move things around and put things up as I'm working because I don't like working in a mess. I have some of chipboard here that I can play with. Oh yeah, something that I was thinking about. So I have these cut-aparts. This is kind of what lit me on fire when I first started this anyway, were these cut-aparts. And this is why when I'm playing with a kit, if I get that, oh, I love that, I don't throw it away. I don't get rid of it. I do not throw it away. I keep it until I have that, ugh, I'm tired of this. Once I have that feeling, then I let go. Okay, so this is what I was thinking. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably going to be this rental. That is probably what I'm going to use because I love that color. So thinking about that. I'm also thinking about, I like this round element to add some softness to one of the corners. So I'm going to fussy cut those, may layer them, and I may cut out these flowers, these florals here, fussy cut those. I think that's what I'm going to do. My husband is texting me, telling me that a fox just ran across our backyard. The neighbors have been talking about the fox, and so we are delighted to get a sighting. I'm glad we don't have chickens because the fox would get in the chicken pen. This is one of the reasons why I don't add in a lot of my process, because I forget to talk. And let's see if there's anything in here that we can make use of. Yeah, we've got these cute little flowers here that we can add around. Those little winter flowers. We've got this little bunch here that we can, I think I'm going to incorporate that in with my journaling. So let's try this one because it's the one that just really catches my eye, and see if it is great as I think it's going to be. So I don't want the words so much as I want the color at this point. And I like it. I'm going to tear it down. For me, I cannot speak for anyone else. For me, I want to fiddle around with it and make sure and decide, and one of the things I've been telling myself is, if you like it, stick it down. Quit faffing around about it. So that's what I want to do there. Let's see if this has backing on it. Yep, it does. So let's peel that backing off. I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of this because I don't think it will stay. And I believe I want it this way. Yeah. That's what I want there. I'm going to have to put some liquid adhesive on the back of these because they're too small for my ATG. I've gone blind. Oh, there it is. It did stick to that lid. So I'm going to add something else here to kind of round that out. Let's just see what we have. That almost feels like it could fit there. I don't want that. So that would give me five of those flowers if I did that. I don't need the little chalets, but I can highlight my title here. So I'm liking that. Get another piece of greenery there. I think that's all the chipboard that I'm going to be able to use. Don't know about this one. Kind of like that. Let's do it. I'm just trying not to continue doubting myself. And the reality is, no one in my family is going to care anyway. They're not. They don't care about balance. They don't care about color. They just don't. They want the pictures. And the boys and I have talked about what's important to them to receive at the time, when the time comes that they get my albums. and they want the events, the vacations, the birthdays, that sort of thing. They want to know the names of the people in our family. I don't know. What do you think? I think I am going to just do it. This sweet petunia glue gun has been one of those tools that I loved adding to my space in 2024. It has been so good. I've absolutely loved the precision that it allows me to have. I am not a super precise person when it comes to doing scrapbooking, and it's one of those things that truly helps. Okay, we're getting there, friends. We're getting to the point that I don't feel like I need to add a whole lot more. But let's look at what elements I have just to see if anything adds to the layout. I'm sorry, I have a compulsion of cleaning things up. I have these die cuts, snowflakes, that I could add. And let's see if I have one more. I do have a few more over here. So that adds a nice little touch. And I had talked about these, about fussy cutting those out. So let's see if, I don't think I need it. Because I have red here, I have red there, the red here. I don't need that. This would just add in more red. I don't need those. So even though I had that thought, I'm going to just not add them in. And I'm going to finish up by placing some journaling there. And we're going to call this good. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know if you like me leaving in the more tedious and boring parts. Come back. We will chat again soon. Bye-bye.